That veteran backcourt. Cassius Winston is the straw that stirs the drink. McQuaid is back, is healthy, ready to go. Aaron Henry, Kenny Goins, and Nick Ward. And for Iowa, Bohannon, Isaiah Moss, Wieskamp, who's going to be a key. Tyler Cook along with Luka Garza. And let's talk about those players that you principally want to take a look at tonight.
The big thing with Cassius Winston, he gets others involved, and then when they need it, he steps up. And Wieskamp, one of those guys, terrific offensive rebounder, an unerring deep shooter. You got to stay attached.
Last time these two teams played, Iowa was right with them and then went stone cold in the last 5 minutes of the half, and that was that. Our officials are Paul Sale, along with Kelly Pfeiffer and Bill Eck.
Yeah, right now, look at this. Iowa goes a little bit of it. A lot of intricate sets, Michigan State. Nice front job by Garza. Show. They got the big at the rim if they get a shot.
On that switch, he gives it up for Winston, up against the clock. Oh, that's going to be a shot clock violation. Did not get it off in time. Aaron Henry, ball was still in his hand. They may take a look at it.
They are already.
Yeah.
A little cameo appearance early for the referees. That's one thing they do. Reverse the basketball, share it. Nice step into a guy who's playing great basketball of late, Aaron Henry.
If that's an indicator, then Iowa's defense has certainly improved since that meeting back in December.
Well, that's one thing Fran has harped on and worked on. You can just see the show by Luka Garza prevented that little entry. A lot of pin downs, a lot of motion. Good without the basketball. Bohannon really stretches the D with his ability to drill the deep one.
He is in perpetual motion at all times.
Well, they're all pretty good without the basketball.
Here's Ward, giving it up. Garza up against the clock. He'll pull it from the keyhole. Out there. Nice work by Cook on the offensive boards, and it's 2-0 Iowa.
He really does a great job on that glass. A nice front by Garza. He's got to stay out of foul problems.
High pick set by Goins, a pick and pop.
Goins and Tillman are the up front guys. Now turnover.
Yeah. To the other end, Isaiah Moss. Too strong, but there is a follow. Bohannon was there to recover.
A little quicker, they had an open look. Wieskamp had the puppies organized. Nice movement here.
Stop and go. Moss.
He's good. He's got a pull-up game. Well, they are out of the gate strong. With some motion. Emotion. A seasoned team, Michigan State, Timmy. They're very calm under fire. Always get good shots, balance the floor.
Now, they're accustomed to being the hunted and playing in buildings like this.
Pump.
Yeah. On the wing, out there for Goins, and a quick foul on the reach-in against Michigan State. It'll go against Xavier Tillman.
Right, that was one of those, they just let it play on, didn't you?
Yeah. I think Tommy's pointing that out, too. He's also talking to Tillman. Just happened after the fact. Once.
Yeah, I think just let it go. Yeah. Goodness. A little nickel dimer early.
All 4 points in the game so far for Iowa by way of the second chance opportunity.
Garza gets that good clean look, but they do a nice job feeding the post and spacing. Wieskamp did a nice job sealing the baseline.
Winston double team.
Look at this.
How about that pinch?
Great job. Read the trap.
Cook. Moss. Again, Art Garza all over the offensive glass, but it's ripped down by Goins into the hands of Winston.
Nice exchange here with personnel. Garza comes out and plays high.
On Michigan State now, Bill, 5 possessions, 4 turnovers. Not at all the kind of start that they wanted.
Pretty good job, but I just love this read here in this corner. It's just excellent. Wieskamp makes himself bigger, gets a piece of it.
They made a big deal on campus this week about filling this thing to capacity. It is an early start, and the temperatures are below 0.
It's warm in here, by the way.
It is. Perhaps they can take some of that fire.
He's got the hook here.
Yeah. There it is, right in the lane. Good call. Oh, the iron really unkind. Halfway down the cylinder and out.
Once again, that extra pass for a clean look. Beautiful basketball.
That's Nick Ward, a junior out of the state of Ohio. Came back after testing the NBA waters and is a far better player for it.
Pass and move, that's what they do beautifully.
Cook right back at him.
Garza's winded now. They got to be careful. He's the last one down.
Winston. I think that was for Ward. It wound up on the wing and to an open shot for Goins after the extra pass was made by Aaron Henry.
Now, we always talk about Winston, but that kid is playing great basketball. Both ends of the floor.
Cook. Can't get it to go.
Nice belly-up job, making himself taller by Goins.
Michigan State with 5 unanswered. That's going to be a foul. A little bump. Bohannon picking it up. Well, you can't play much better than Goins has been playing of late.
Yeah, he's contributing in a lot of ways, and when he starts making this shot, a little nylon by number 25.
Quick unanswered after Iowa jumped out to a 4-0 lead, but Bill, as you oftentimes say, it's that extra pass that's always made.
And what they do is a great job pushing the ball down the floor. And what is the secondary aspect of this gets an open look is the unselfish play. Swinging around the horn, a big fella moving large. 1 for 1 from 3. He's really expanded his game. Of course, that was a 2.
That's the Hall of Famer, Tom Izzo. He'll turn 64 later this month. Hard to believe how long he's been around.
Incredible job. He's done a little switch. Fran, as you well know, loves to switch defenses. Little 2-3 now. And they hide very well on the baseline. The big guy, that time, a little opener in the lane.
Goins just doesn't miss. It's a 7-0 run now for Michigan State. Iowa has missed their last 4 shots from the floor. Fran's son, Connor McCaffrey, is now on the deck running at the point.
Very good getting in the lane, creating some offense. Gets to the free throw line. He's good with either hand. Loves that left though.
Yep. Comes right back this time with the right hand. Boy, it's almost as if there's a lid on it for him. Those were good looks.
Absolutely. He's got some springs too. Nice hesitation and blow by. He is
tough shot, but there's Ward tipping it through.
He is incredible in position. A wide body, carves out area. Just the speed to get involved at the other end. Nice cut off the back screen.
You see how quickly, though, McQuaid was there? And right away, Moss had to give it up. From downtown, Wieskamp.
That's the guy.
Round and round it goes in.
A local favorite, and why not? You drill him.
Coming off a 24-point performance against Illinois.
First look he's had. He's playing a guy that's very good without the ball, too. He's got to pay a little pin down.
Winston gets right past McCaffrey. Count it. And a foul.
That's what's tough about him. He gets the ball back. Does so much damage off the bounce. When you stop him, he finds people. But this guy just dominates with that size. It's very difficult to stick him, keep him out. How about this one? Get him organized. Wieskamp. Big time future for this kid, I think. Watching tape.
Freshman from right here, as you mentioned, just outside the area. Homespun star, Wieskamp.
Just like you, very placid, understated, all about business.
Absolutely.
Good without the ball, as all scorers generally are. Good defender on him, too. McQuaid.
Moss trying to take Gabe Brown, is getting a lot more playing time of late for Michigan State. Gabe has been pressed into duty with some of the injuries that Izzo's team has had. Only 3 to shoot, by the way. There's Fran, one of very few to have ever taken 4 different programs to the NCAA tournament. Siena, North Carolina, Greensboro, Lehigh, and now Iowa. Only 2 to shoot. His son's going to put it up. Off the heel, stays with her and gets the football.
You know, that kid knows the game. He's been around it between Fran and his mom, Margaret.
She was an All-America at Notre Dame.
And Fran, of course, went to Wake and then Penn.
Later, he went on to be an assistant coach for Digger Phelps.
So well thought of, too, as a player, and obviously his coaching's been extraordinary. 4 NCAAs the last 5 years, plus an NIT. Simply, they're going to go they're going to have a double foul.
Oh, boy. And you can see Fran's unhappy about it. He is really upset.
He's going to get one. He's got to be careful. And the physical play, generally, I didn't see a swim out here. Let's see. Now, that would have been a foul right there.
Yeah.
What referees are taught is call the first one. If that's the case, it should have been called against Michigan State.
Exactly, and that's why he was upset with Kelly Pfeiffer for making the call. The notion that you had to call a double foul there was the issue for Fran.
Keep everybody happy or sad.
Yeah, Winston. Good block out.
How about that? When it hits the floor, you know you've done a good job.
That's Ryan Kriener, 15, just checked into the game. Bohannon.
He can drill deep.
Boy, we've had 3 that have been halfway down the cylinder and out for Iowa. Some from close range, and now that three-pointer.
They definitely shoot so well at this place, too. He's got to be careful. He's going to get a cheap one. Has one already. Lawrence really has a good game. Can make threes, put it on the deck.
Well, they're happy to have him back in the lineup. He got injured in Las Vegas during Thanksgiving weekend and missed that first matchup against Iowa.
A lot of people get injured in Vegas. Nice cut again.
Beautiful. There's Bear. Nicholas.
Tommy Mass, who is a grad assistant here, his pal. Boy, he can shoot it, and that time getting to the rim.
Well, they're going to get the foul on the punch-out by Ryan Kriener, the junior from Spirit Lake, Iowa.
Well, everybody's had trouble in the Midwest here traveling, as you have, too. He had a tough day, but
It's a good thing we're close.
I had this lady at United Airlines, Robin, that was unbelievable.
She was nice.
Unbelievable extent.
Made sure you got on my flight.
Yeah, well.
Which, of course, made you really happy.
She couldn't do everything. Nothing else available.
Yeah, there was a lot of understanding and tolerance yesterday through not only the Midwest, but certainly inside O'Hare Airport in Chicago yesterday. Happy to have made it. Ward at the free throw line. This is a young man that tested the waters, Bill, came back, and you know what he heard? The NBA was telling him the same thing that Tommy Izzo was telling him, just with maybe a different decibel level.
Another voice, yeah.
6 points, 4 boards already for him.
Well, they are active without the ball. Really at a quick pace, they run their stuff.
After looking for Garza, can't get it to him.
They go side to side, both of these clubs.
There it is from deep. Bear off the heel. And it's pulled down by Foster Lawyer.
And good balance, too.
Ward right into a double team, and he walked.
And nice hands on the rake down. Fran does not want a full-fledged double early, but rake down and help.
America's heartland, home to a lot of corn and a lot of Hawkeyes. We'll be back. Stay right. It's so very deep.
Very difficult. A string of games in tough venues can be devastating. But you know, that double foul, Kriener has 2.
Yeah.
So the big thing for Irish, they like to rotate guards and the running of the bigs. It's a difficult task, so you need depth at that spot.
Yeah, a little bit like a technical foul. Sometimes you forget that actually counts as a common foul. Macy Daly's checked in out of the timeout. On the wing, there's Bear again. Daly tried to tap it out, but it's recovered by Keithier.
He does a really nice job. Gets around the rim, rebounds, knows his game. Ooh, he may have gotten away with one.
Keithier's playing time has been reduced somewhat in favor of Gabe Brown, but he's in there now.
And Gabe can really shoot the ball, as you know, and not afraid. This is a guy that's showed vast improvement, Henry. Good defense.
Shot clock again, a factor. Up against it, Henry launches.
Nice job. Garza.
Luka pulling it down, gets it into the awaiting arms of Bohannon.
Boy, that kid, unbelievable. He gets over half court, he's a threat. How about that back court?
Winston, end to end.
That's his
Hit
job.
the air. There it is, cleaning it up.
He knows where his work begins. Get that big body around the rim.
Oh, Michigan State's
Good entry here, huh? He's a terrific passer. A little bit like his dad.
Arns. You know, redshirt junior out of Versailles, Ohio. It seems they just create players like that that are perfect for Tom Izzo. And Arns is yet another example.
Boy, nice entry pass here. Nice cut.
In traffic, count it.
Pretty good look once again. McCaffrey with the find.
Macy Daly with the bucket.
Nicholas with the find, I should say.
Well, they wanted a full building. They got it, Bill.
It's always been a great atmosphere. Going back to Tom Davis, he did some job here. Nice high-low. Forget about it.
Ward with the floater that doesn't go, but he does get the contact, and we'll get to the free throw line.
Daly on that particular play, but this is just really a good understanding of staying active, being alert. What a nice little look, huh? Size helps with the pass. Easy lane at 6'6" for Kate.
You know, a lot was made by our guys in the studio talking about getting to the free throw line and those freebies, how much they matter. You know, for Fran McCaffrey to go back to that double foul that you mentioned, he doesn't want to run out of bodies early because, as you mentioned, the style of play. And the way you got to go with personnel and getting up and down the floor.
A tough matchup, no question.
No doubt about it.
But he goes deep. You know, Bear makes shots.
Well, already
without it.
Already 7 different guys have field goals for Iowa.
They go deep, deeper than you would expect. He's very good with the bounce going left.
That ball was tipped away by Winston. 20 on the shot clock.
You're winded when you play Michigan State because you got to put those puppies up and down each and every trip.
It's a grind.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say, without a doubt, it is a grind when you play against the Spartans.
Physically imposing as well. Garza does a nice job sealing. Got both hands.
Yeah, no double coming.
Nice.
The duck under, and one.
How pretty was that? Clinic. An experience. You got to work hard to develop this thing. The patience, and you notice they empty the side so he can do the little chicken arm. Pretty basketball. Pretty excited as well, and why not?
Coming off a great performance against Illinois as well, with 20 points on 9 of 15 shooting.
Oh, they all did.
Yeah, you can affect the game with blocks. You can affect the game with rebounds.
They were 55% from 3 in that game.
Lead down to 3 for the Spartans. Oh, Winston was anticipating a cut that did not happen by Henry. In traffic, Garza. Cook found him this time.
Cook rebounds and pushes as well as anybody in the country. Nice little find, but get down the floor.
Bohannon gets his hands in there. Numbers, 3-on-2, but it was dribbled off of the shin by Moss.
Nobody back.
Yeah, and Ward gets an easy one.
That was not laziness. He just couldn't get to that half-court line with the tumult.
That's the first turnover, Bill, by Iowa. Garza with 7 points in the last 3 minutes for the Hawkeyes.
Cook is tough because he brings his guys great with the bounce.
Garza again, this time not there, and it's pulled down by Aaron Henry.
I like them going inside.
Henry again with a strong move. Player control foul. And it's Cook that takes it.
Well, they are alert on the defensive end.
Iowa and Michigan State. This is going to be some Big Ten game tonight. Yeah.
Some energy for a young man, huh?
You know, Bohannon, Bill, got off to a tough start at Breslin Center. Jimmy Jackson and I had the game. He went 4 for 12 that night. He's 0 for 2, and he's had a couple of tough looks.
They were in and out.
They were in and out. And once he makes a shot, it's amazing how much more rhythm the Hawkeyes have as a team.
Well, the spacing, they got to go out and hug him. It opens up an entry lane.
Let's see what happens in these next few sequences. I'm sure Fran McCaffrey would like to get him off the schneid. Cook. Nice pull up.
How about that? Old time.
Yeah, he's got old school.
Sam Jones, little pull-up kiss. He's cooking.
23-22.
It always comes back to talented point guards. That's why Winston is so tough late in the shot clock.
Well, on the switch, he's got Cook. I'm wondering if he's going to try to take him.
Here's the switch he wants.
Yeah. Look at that. Doesn't get the finish. And it's pulled down by Wieskamp.
Boy, the scouting reports stay on Bohannon once he comes over half court. Nice entry here. The movement, spacing.
Garza.
Pretty hesitation, huh?
There was no help coming for Goodyear.
Boy, he is wide, too, and experienced.
Hawkeyes have the lead by 1. 9 in the game for Luka Garza.
Boy, this defense has been impressive.
McQuaid. Strong move. Goodyear there to follow it. He's fouled.
He's just a junk man, isn't he? Always around the rim, cleaning up misses or mistakes. And just a good understanding of what shot to take, and this is just pretty old-time basketball. He loves going left that time. And good. Now watch this little hesitation. Get him up, take the hit, and keep on.
Was that your old friend from way back in the day, Joe Dean of Converse fame used to say, "Use the banking board, son." You know, not many guys do that anymore.
Well, I used to love the one Kyle Macy from Lexington, KY. What a sweetheart he was.
Yeah, he was put into the Hall of Fame as a major contributor, not only for what he did as an entrepreneur, but as a player at LSU and
one of the early administrator. One of the early guys doing it. Really?
Yes, he was.
College basketball. Eddie Einhorn brought him along.
The old TDS days.
Right, of course, that night, Enberg, Packard, and McGuire gave a lot of us an opportunity to work at this incredible job.
Yeah, they're the guys that wrote the book that was all verbal about how to do this thing.
Ooh,
turnover.
Nice cover too. Orange right there on the catch. When you're coming that way and you're a righty, it's very difficult. You got to really know, the space between you and the defender before you rise up.
You see the turnover story. Amazing that Iowa has 6 fewer turnovers and yet struggling at this stage. They just haven't been able to make shots.
Yeah, the first 4 minutes, they have 5 turnovers.
Absolutely.
Michigan State, they didn't do much with it.
McQuaid.
Look at this kid rebound.
Oh, Collins is so good. Winston again.
Look at the pursuit.
He's all over the place, McQuaid.
And this is their game. Chase it.
He is the prototypical Michigan State all-around player. Wave it off. There's a foul on the deck as Cassius was making his move. I think Garza
got the bump.
Is the guilty party.
That's his first, I believe.
He was 0 for his first 3, Garza. Has now hit 4 of his last 5.
Good players really go at the hip of the big guy. He's at a disadvantage trying to cover and shade on that ball screen.
Shooting 1 and 1.
So in the bonus now for the 1-and-1 the rest of the way. 7th team foul against Iowa.
Well, good aggressive competitive game though, isn't it?
It really is. Listen, Michigan State's coming off a win against one of the really hot teams in this league, Maryland.
Yeah.
They had won 7 in a row, and they withstood a strong comeback from the Terps and then put their, as they say, their thumb down defensively and were able to take them out. That was a hard-fought win they got at Breslin the other night.
The league is just so competitive. Tough-minded teams, talented players.
I tell you, Ayala, Anthony Cowan, and
great.
Fernando Bruno is just unbelievable. Bruno Fernando, that's a big man you need to keep your eyes on the rest of this Big Ten season. See the second chance points story. Michigan State at the line 8 more times than Iowa here in the early going.
Well, McQuaid really tagged Bohannon. He worked hard to get free.
McCaffrey gives it up to Wieskamp. Not there. Pulled down by Goins.
Anytime you get a piece of that lane and find Lawyer, really a kid that is going to be a nice player for this program. Makes plays. He can make free throws.
Really highly thought of coming out of high school.
Good playmaker. Going to get better with that shot.
There's a little help by Wieskamp. Almost got the turnover. Ward forced that one up. Wanted a foul. Didn't get it. Bohannon, this time, not to be. That's as open a look as he's going to
get. And that's that little delay they run. Sometimes a drag screen.
Just amazing how they take away the best player, best option, Michigan State. Ward with a teardrop that won't go.
Wieskamp really is a good rebounder. Outside the game, big impact.
Cook. McCaffrey turned down a good look. There's a pass and a cut. It was knocked away by Lawyer, and then on the second try, Foster will pick up.
He's frustrated for the miss, but what a nice look. But he was alert. McCaffrey getting to the rim, too. They're good without the basketball, this team. They excel on offense, and boy, tonight they're really teeing it up at the other end as well. Chance for two now. Connor?
You know, we're mentioning the McCaffrey family and how close they are, what they've been through. But Connor, last year, they were hoping to get a lot from him, and they couldn't. He was hit with all kinds of ailments. He had mononucleosis. I mean, you name it. So much was made of, obviously, of his brother and the battle with cancer that they still are dealing with. And there are all three of them that are so very close. But this young man right here, and the conversation that we've had with Fran about the opportunity to coach his son, what that means, it's palpable when you hear the conversation.
I think when he said that he spoke to everybody who had a son that they coached, and John Beilein was one said, it gave me so much time with Patrick.
Yeah.
I'll never get that back. And I think that convinced him that it was doable.
And he ran down to the list of everyone that he did, from
He spoke to everybody.
Absolutely, to McDermott, you name it.
Well, their defense has been in the right spot.
Look at this. Winston with a runner gets it to go up against the clock.
He's great field, understands time.
He's got 7, 29, 26.
Good ball fake to set that out.
Deep, Nicholas Bear.
Nicholas, do not leave him bare. Woo! Getting them organized.
Now the former walk-on gets the fans to stand up.
Thank God his sister spoke to the coaches, right?
Yeah. Goins.
Nice slap back. They don't get it, though. People talk about maybe the player of the year in this conference. A long way to go, but what a feel, understanding of when to put it on deck. They encounter a little ball fake. Stroke finding some magic.
And in fact, in points allowed overall, they moved into the top 100. They were way down in the 280s a year ago. So vast improvement in that area.
I think it's growing up too, don't you? The maturation process and realizing the things you have to do on both ends of the floor to become a better basketball team.
I'll tell you another guy too that is the kind of player we haven't seen at Iowa in a while. Cook is one of those guys that just brings a toughness.
He does.
Into the post area that had been lacking to some extent.
Oh, they got to make those right around the rim.
Out of bounds, it belongs to Michigan State.
Well, they're getting the ball in the right spots, just not doing the damage.
Now you see Fran, a longtime assistant there with him. Sherman Dillard used to work with Bobby Crimmins.
It's amazing how well Fran's done knowing he was with Digger all those years, huh?
Indeed.
Our old friend. I hope to see him this weekend.
Yeah, well, you're headed that way.
Nice hands. Collectively, Cook as well.
Wieskamp pulled it out of there.
There's Wieskamp. Nice. Look again.
There's
right
Cook.
At the damage area.
On the wing, there he is. Wieskamp. Another recycle. Long rebound by Bear. Look out. The lid may come off now.
How about McCaffrey? He knew right away with the slapback. The kid's got range, can drill him.
He's the guy. He's the ignition. Once he starts making some, Bill, look out.
Nice duck in. They're going to go the other way with it, though.
They are. Ward with a little bit of a root out. Tom Izzo didn't like the call.
Fran's been trying to get that call, but this is the great D collectively taking the gap, and then that slap back, plenty of distance for that guy to stroke it. That is money.
Tommy's still upset that Ward got called for posting up and using that derriere to the extent that he did.
That's a lethal weapon.
Yes. Bohannon's infectious.
So many good shooters, they really make you come out and play. That's why the ball's being touched in the lane so frequently.
And the spacing is so good.
They're right on the money there.
Winston over Bohannon. Boy, Kithier's really getting in the fray, isn't he?
He's got nice hands here.
Yeah.
I like that.
What a save. There he is again, Kithier, leading the charge. That's a hot potato. The Hawkeyes get it, and a
Timeout. How about that? Boy, would that excite any basketball fan. Talk about down and dirty. You think this game is important?
Don't tell
That
me.
is just great effort.
Yeah, don't tell me the regular season of college basketball doesn't matter. You didn't watch that play if you made that statement.
This reminds me of the old days, to be honest with you. I haven't been here in a long time.
Yeah, neither have I.
Yeah.
A.C. Earl and Les Jet
Low
playing
has.
the last time I was here.
J. Armstrong, look
Yeah.
at this. Everybody offering it up. How about that?
That's awesome.
I think there were actually 4 gray shirts and 3 green on the floor.
On 2 different occasions there, Thomas Kithier was sticking his nose in where
he
a lot of
belongs.
Iowa fans thought he didn't belong, but he certainly did belong.
All leaving it out.
Only 1 field goal for the Spartans in the last 7:04. See the points off turnovers. It actually could be worse. Michigan State's defense has had its back after some of those early turnovers.
I think you can get some passes into Cook now. You really got to play the shooters. See if they can get him.
Bear gets it back from Bohannon.
How about this? Boy, what a great call out of the timeout. With it pinned down.
McCaffrey is really one of the outstanding bench coaches in America.
He knows the game, no question about it.
9-0 run, all of them trays for Iowa. Barnes has to give it up.
There's usually Winston time. Something constructive by him.
McCaffrey trying to check him. That's a tough take. Cassius is going to draw the contact and the foul.
He knows, I mean, he really has a great feel. The pulse of the game, it separates him from a lot.
Wieskamp gets the foul. First on Wieskamp.
Not much room in that little gap area. Wieskamp does a nice job trying to close it. Called the bump on the way.
2 shots coming now for Cassius. University of Detroit Jesuit.
Outstanding student.
As I think our friend Gus would say, the second best guard to have ever played, right? At the University of Detroit Jesuit.
Gus had a game. He still has a game.
Did you hear the back and forth he and Jim Jackson had the other night?
No.
It's awesome.
Was it?
He said he had 32, and he said, I bet your teammates didn't get a lot of touches. He said, I'll tell you what they did get, a state title. They got to touch that.
Wow.
It was great. 35-31.
Well, the strong suit of Michigan State is defense. Halftime adjustments, I think they're going to have to make. Too many easy entry passes. But his post rub Bohannon is very good getting free. Set quick.
Shot clock is down to 2 here.
Nice slip
Got to
back.
go up. And they lost sight of it. Well, Michigan State is so adept at
They
that.
know. They know when they have to tighten it. Quick timeout.
Michigan State.
And he's
By
going
the
to take
Hall
a
of
timeout
Famer.
to talk about it. With 7.6 remaining. What a fun environment we have here tonight. And we've only really just begun. 35-31 our score. The Spartans will have ample time, and they're going to get McQuaid in offensively for this last sequence.
Great road test, though. For Michigan State, find out where you are. You know, pro scouts love to watch kids on the road. It's just see how they react.
Yeah.
Find a lot of loud guys.
Well, I'll tell you something else.
Aggressive they have to be.
The NCAA tournament committee likes to see those road games.
Yeah, no question.
It's amazing. You know, a quality loss on the road is a quadrant one loss that's a good game, a really close game, almost as valuable as a road win, a home win against a quadrant one.
And a lot of schools find out late when they're selecting for the tournament, you know, and all of a sudden they don't have that quality schedule.
McQuaid looking to induce the foul there. I think he forgot about the shot. It won't count, and it's 35-31 at the break. Very entertaining, though.
Oh, it sure was. Iowa defense stepping up big time.
No question. Well, stay tuned. The Jeep Grand Cherokee halftime report is coming up with Kevin Burkhardt, Steve Lavin, and Donnie Marshall. It's all coming up after the break. How important is it to the two Titans? Look at their faces. They'll tell you. We'll be back. Trust me, the dog conversation's over. But I will tell you, it has been a great defensive half for the homestanding Hawkeyes. Michigan State shot 52% in the first half of the first game back in December. They're shooting 38% tonight, so Iowa's doing the job.
I think they've learned something from that game. I mean, they've really buttoned it up. They've been doing a great job containing dribble drives. And interestingly enough, the pull-up jumper, it's alive and well. We know the Hawkeyes can make threes, but lost with one now. Cook, Perkin, the little kids. And a ball fake, just solid, fundamental basketball. And Luka Garza, terrific footwork, understanding of how to use that off arm without hyperextending, and then the patience to devour right here. Get him up a little, hang him out to dry. Finish the deal, big fella.
And here is our Jeep Grand Cherokee stat comparison. Garza going back to that first meeting, and then tonight it's been like a Jekyll and Hyde act.
Sure has.
He's so important to this team.
I think it's learning how to grow as a team, too. Individual contributions, obviously, essential, but taking better shots, taking care of the ball. Once again, getting it inside. They've had an easy time getting it there to dominate this time. Cook heating up again.
He is a strong presence in there.
Garza gets a small change one in there. Has the body, the bulky, number 44 out of there.
That gives him his second foul of the game.
So he and Craner have 2 each, and they got to fight that battle all night, I think.
Near steal off the inbounds does lead to a turnover.
What a nice job by Moss. Preparation went through the out of bounds today.
Well, a lot of people would tell you, Bill, that of the teams in the Big Ten, Michigan State by far and away been playing the best in the last couple of weeks. Michigan sort of hitting a wall offensively in the last couple of performances, including the loss. The ball was tipped away by the Spartans, 12 to shoot. But this is a true road test, without question. They were challenged at Nebraska, came out of there with a win, a close win. Tim Miles has got a really good team.
He does. Experienced team, too. Defensively, they're going to have to step it up, Michigan State. Yep. Look at this. Too easy, almost a giveaway at the rim. Got to face the ball to the corner.
Isaiah Moss very quick in trying to retrieve it. And there's going to be a change here right away as Aaron Henry checks onto the floor to replace Arns.
That may be because he got beat on that little back cut.
You know, Xavier Tillman, after that double foul that occurred, he didn't play after that, not at all. He's only logged 3 minutes after that double foul. Here's Garza, right on cue.
How about that? Just a heady little play.
Hawkeyes with their largest lead. And they are on their feet at Carver Hawkeye.
And McQuaid hasn't been able to get free at all using the screens. Nice pass.
Oh, how about that?
They got everybody's attention with the bounce. Good field. Draw a guy and fine.
There's the dump down to Cook. And again, no double coming. It's all goings. Gets the roll.
You know if you put it up there softly on that rim.
He's very confident with the rock now, isn't he?
Nice lead pass again. Twice now Winston's found his buddies in vulnerable spots.
Wieskamp is going to get that foul on the reach. That's the second on Joe.
Just whenever you do that, you've got to get that weak side. You can see Wieskamp just playing his guy head on, not available to assist. Smart little guy at the backcourt.
Ward was scoreless, 0 for 3 from the floor in that game with Maryland. Did have 4 turnovers in the game. Had foul trouble early. And one of his poorest performances of the season, and he's been really lights out for the majority of the year.
Well, when they played Iowa early in the year, he was 10 for 10.
No question.
I mean, he lit it up.
He was the difference.
Guys have been working on the little jumper right there.
Wieskamp driving the baseline.
Oh,
reversal!
How did he squeeze that in?
You know, Garza almost set a pick that I don't think he had planned to enable him to get to the baseline.
Nice extra pass.
Barnes with a ball fake and the deuce.
And that's one of those deals that if he passed it up, remember Tom in the timeout earlier?
Yeah.
Don't pass up good shots.
Cook again. That's too easy.
I just have not seen the entries this easy against the Michigan State team.
No. Very uncommon. Winston, high arching off the glass, can't get it to go. Arms
Nice
has
job
it
by
stolen. Garza gets it. 4 on 2. Wieskamp. Moss. Bohannon with a step back 3 off the front iron.
Well, they are really scrappy tonight.
Wieskamp.
Both of them short, huh? 2 great shooters.
Boy, Bohannon thought he had it. And there's a foul in the open floor.
And Ross gave it away there, trying to stop the fast break, basically.
Those were Iowa's first field goal misses of this half. Those 2, and Bohannon thought he had it. He was already going back to the other side to play defense. Moss gets that foul, his second, but Iowa, 5 out of 7, their last 2 misses, the only misses of this half.
They've been getting great looks, though, real clean.
Yeah.
A lot of separation between the green shirts.
Not something you normally see against Michigan State. McQuaid spots up for the trade. Not there. Look at that block out. Bohannon with the head up and a full head of steam.
They don't take bad shots, though.
Moss. Not there. Staying with it, though. Digging down. McQuaid comes out of there with it. Up to Winston. Count him.
How about that? You're backpedaling. Good freeze and knockdown.
Speaking of that, that's one of the things Fran McCaffrey told us last night. If you try to back up, you're going to get beat. You better turn and run. Cook! Count it! And the foul!
It is surprising, the defense right now in the interior. Not a good angle denial. These are superior defenders as well. Right now, you're at a disadvantage. Maybe you could rake down a little bit as McQuaid does. The head and shoulder, Goins wants a little wipeout. I don't know. I think pretty good offensive play.
Tyler Cook, junior, St. Louis, Missouri, by way of Chaminade Prep.
This kid's a keeper.
Oh, is he ever?
There are a few guys here to from the NBA. They got a lane violation.
So an extra one coming.
But he's one of the guys, speaking of NBA guys, taking a peek at amongst others here.
Had a great conversation with Tom before the game, and I asked him, what the differences were between now and then when these 2 teams met. And he talked about the evolution, the injuries and whatnot. I think without
look at this run, excuse me, Tim.
Yep, look at that. Right down the floor, as you mentioned, Tillman gets it to go. Those are his first minutes since that double foul.
And you can see that expansive shoulder, able to use that left arm to finish.
Cook's got 13-9 this half. Here he is again, isolated against Goins.
Well, you are dead that close.
Oh.
You're dead. On delivery. Right it.
But this is one of those nights, to the point I was about to make, Bill, where they may miss Joshua Langford.
Yeah.
That one guy that can hit big shots for you.
Well, he's not going to be guarding the big guys inside, though. That's what they miss.
That's true.
More than anything.
That's true. Winston, good find to McQuaid.
Nice rebound, Henry.
A rare recycle for the Spartans.
Good shooters, enabling you to be an offensive rebounding team.
Winston.
How about this kid? He just rises to the occasion.
Yeah, he's not going to turn down any shots.
What do you need, Coach? Don't get full of yourself if you're Iowa. Long way to go.
15 in the game for Winston.
A little better job forcing Cook away, and they get the small change on the dribble. He's owning everybody, isn't he?
Man, this is not for the faint of heart, Coach.
Not at all. They're both going inside, taking advantage. But every once in a while, get them organized. Gersh's and a Detroit Jesuit on fire. Ends of the game, whether it's passing or using the bounce to get himself into a dominant position. And I just love his left hand. He goes left beautifully, but he can deliver this punch as well. That's that discard Tom was looking for. This kid is a tough guy because he can step out far enough where a big guy might be uncomfortable, and yet he can play a little bully ball right around the rim.
Well, this half, he's got all of their points. You know, he averaged 15, 3, and 7 rebounds, 7 double-doubles, 60 dunks in his freshman year. And you got to go back to the days of Greg Stokes to see that kind of numbers from a young player in Iowa history.
Yeah, I wouldn't go away from Cook. Just keep using much better denial.
Oh, it's all over.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you're accustomed to seeing with Michigan State. Now he's fronting.
McCaffrey up against the clock, had it rejected, and a shot clock violation.
Boy, that was vintage Michigan State out of the timeout.
Yeah, it was.
Where are we this evening? Let's get into it. I'm sure Tom uttered.
By the way, you might have noticed when we went to break, it was 15-17 left in the half. When we went to break, there was an inadvertent stoppage of the clock. There's that defense you were talking about.
That's solid.
So they repaired that.
This kid. Some good shots, and he doesn't hit the rim. No 10.
Winston just knows when it's time to call his own number. Like so many great guards.
There's a little further catch. Nice little double.
Came late. Underneath, look at McQuaid knock it away.
A little bit of a wrinkle up. As many games as Tom Izzo. Pay attention to some details or some changes.
Winston has 3 second-half trays.
He's a high-low. What a great delivery.
Ward kicks it back out to Winston. Henry with a drive into the paint. Scoop to the hoop. And one.
Boy, really nice basketball, though.
That was big time.
Back and forth passing, seizing the opportunity when there's an opening and a pretty good angle, turning that corner, decimating the interior. Good call as well. Just that inside out, don't make mistakes, don't take silly shots. Then we provide a big lift.
Ryan Kriener picks up the foul, his third. So he'll go to the bench, as does Wieskamp. McCaffrey back out there along with Bohannon. Cook.
Cook loves to rebound and bring it up. He's got an injury now. Garza is okay.
Cook staying with it a little too strong that time, and it's ripped away by Kithier. 8-0 run now for the Spartans.
Kithier really knows his role. He's one of those guys you can give a message to your other players, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
Get in there and just do the dirty work. Nice cross. Disadvantage, the big guy.
Well, that's his first miss. He hit 3 for 3 from downtown.
The Garza challenge, though. It looks good mismatch.
Open.
Nice hands by Winston, though.
Anticipation. Great anticipation. Yeah. And now Ward will check into the game for Kithier.
Garza puts pressure on you, too. He can get up and down the floor.
McCaffrey will trigger the inbounds. I still believe Bohannon's got to hit some big shots for their offense to get cranked up.
And he enables them to make passes, though, because you got to come out and guard him deep.
Cook into traffic. Oh, that's just hard luck hotel. He's had 3 or 4 like that tonight. End to end, McQuaid.
There you go. Just the push, the spacing. That's a little more vintage Michigan State basketball. You may not get a layup, but you're going to get an advantage break. And right now, a little more solid basketball on both ends by the Spartans.
three-pointers that's been the difference in this comeback. You're going to win some games where for 25, 30 minutes you look like you're defeated. Yeah. That happened at Nebraska. It did, as we mentioned a little earlier.
Now you got to go inside, I think, to get back in it. Garza right away. Should have got it sooner.
Yep. Against the double team, he's rejected. Has it pulled away. They've made a defensive change down there.
We should have got it sooner.
Goins with a bounce pass to Ward. Everything but the finish.
What a great look, and he can find people.
McCaffrey end-to-end in traffic. Pulled down by Ward. Now you got 3-on-2 the other way with Lawyer leading. Ward, yes, and one.
How about that? Nice sound break. And that is typical of this basketball team. Toughen up on the defensive end, get some runouts. Ward with a nice little kick to the middle ends up the beneficiary of a beautiful bounce pass. And how about the way he goes right over Tea Kettle? I cleaned that one up a little.
Foul was on Bear, his first, and Ward gets the old-fashioned three-point play. Well, scoreless the last 3:49, Iowa, and they trail by 6. This is now a 14-0 Michigan State run.
And Cook hasn't got the opportunities of late.
No, and Bohannon hasn't hit a three.
They're just making sure he's not going to beat him outside. Nice little dribble move.
Garza. Well, they ran away from him. Goins, I think he was faked with a ball fake. Goins went with the fake.
Never
and he was left alone.
You've heard that before. Never leave the ball. They go to zone.
Yeah.
Watch out for the high-low Ward on the baseline.
That ended the drought of 14 love. The lead is now 4 for the Spartans.
So Goins does a nice job finding the big guy.
McQuaid can make that shot every time.
Well, he is really feeling confident. I think he was the one that dressed passing up shots in that first half.
Bohannon's rainbow will not go. Going for the steal. Henry with a whirling dervish. He takes it to the rack and he's fouled.
How about that with confidence? Well, you got to be able to handle with the quick position and hands.
Luka finally getting something done inside. A little, where did it go? Well, there it is.
A lingerie on the deck, huh? Pick it up.
What Tom Izzo had to say, and it was prophetic.
Yeah, it was, don't leave the ball. Of course, that was that Garza play.
Yep.
But the big thing, I think, is their adjustments defensively. They're forcing the catch a little further out for Cook, and they're digging a little bit. And conversely, the push, the fast break, the opportunity to get open looks, something they were not able to do in that first half.
Difference really offensively in the second half has been three-point shooting. Spartans were 2 out of 9 in the first half. They are 5 out of 7 here in the second. And therein lies the difference.
And the other concern is make sure you don't leave Bohannon, and they have not.
Yeah, he's playing with some anxiety now. Here's
there he is. Oops, right there on the catch. A nice switch by Henry. Cook. Ooh, that's when he had a drop step baseline.
Wieskamp, that's short. A challenge shot.
Yeah, short.
And Goins brings it down with a quick outlet to Winston.
Look at this numbers.
One more time.
Pretty.
That is so good.
Well, that is impressive.
Henry on the receiving end, 63-52. Cook.
Settle.
Yeah. And they are one and done each time down the floor.
One catch. Big thing, don't give an offensive rebound. Reverse the ball a little if you're Iowa. Get the other side. A little three-point shot now. Fouls you, all right?
Yeah,
he just wants a little love.
Yeah.
I can relate. I can relate in all the strange places.
They'll get to the free throw line for 3 opportunities after the third foul on Wieskamp.
This is where you got to reach within yourself if you're Iowa.
In so many ways, Bill, and this happened in the earlier game. You and I had just been together in Vegas, and Jim Jackson and I were there at Breslin Center. The heart of Iowa was taken away in the last 4 or 5 minutes of the first half.
Yep,
and I think that's what's taking place right now. This run that was 14 Love has kind of taken their heart away.
They sort of wear you out.
Yep.
And the relentless approach on both ends of the floor. And the details defensively, with the easy entries to Cook and others, was taken away.
Michigan State, on the other hand, has scored on 11 of 12 possessions. That's efficiency. Look at that scoring run, 24-2.
They had a little mismatch in there. Moss with a back screen. It's a little Merkus play, screen to screener.
Moss, that's a tough shot.
Tough.
Bear does get it back to Garza for three. He can make those shots.
So that's his 12th of the year, around 28%. Offensive rebound kick out. Most vulnerable time.
This crowd is ready to erupt. They got here early for a special start time. School sent out, hey, tell your boss to let you off early for this matchup tonight. Number 6 against number 19.
No steps.
Yeah, that's a walk. They're trying to energize the Hawkeyes.
You really, I know it was a walk, but you cannot cross over anymore. It's usually called, but this is the opportunity. Offensively, it's so delightful.
What did he say?
Well, he said he was no offensive rebounds. Well, you pay for it. See if Bear can do some things now, running the baseline.
Bohannon trying to get free of Barnes, but just no room.
They're switching on that baseline run.
Garza again. Too strong. Bear the rebound. Out to Moss for three.
Big.
Iron downright rude from deep to Iowa tonight. They've had several that way.
Not unkind, huh? Just rude.
Just rude.
But he is really being a little more tough shot.
That was. Loose ball.
Nice hustle.
How about that?
That's his game. That's his game. He turned his foot there, I think, too. He's limping.
Yeah, he is. Well, they're going to check him, too.
He leaves it all out there, this kid.
They're going to get Henry in for him.
You wonder if it might be water over here. This doesn't have his balance, but let's see. We didn't catch the end of that, but that's where the timeout is, and occasionally that's a little bit of a wet spot.
Well, he turned the ankle, it looked like a little bit. They got it. Henry in for him, so he did sit down. 20 on the shot clock.
Dig in defensively. Nice front by Garza. They don't get the high post entry. It takes away that low post.
At this stage, Iowa really needs stops. They haven't had many in this half. Winston in traffic against Garza.
Nice defense.
That's a no-goal violation.
No-goal.
Yep. Good defense by Iowa.
I'll tell you what, Winston still can be creative and wreak havoc, can't he? Almost got away with that one.
And he's got one of those approaches to the position, Phil, where he gets into places that you don't think he can. It's almost like the ball is a part of his anatomy. Bohannon, that cross-court pass is going to be picked every time.
He does throw a blind pass.
Here's Ward. Up and over Garza.
That's that worry about another foul. Sellout.
Yeah, it was.
Sellout.
He gambled.
He did. At the high side and whiffed.
68-57. Crowd wanted a walk on Ward, didn't get it. Henry with that's a good pass, isn't it?
Nice. He does that great. Side saddle, open look.
Oh, yeah. Bingo!
Big time.
Bingo! Boy, that is good. And Tommy Izzo loved that sequence. Great touch passes in there.
Beautiful. Make you work side to side.
6 trays this half for Michigan State. All good looks in rhythm. Moss, teardrop will not go. Well, we've got a tie ball. The arrow is with Michigan State, so they'll have it when we come back. How about these touches?
Boy, they showed up this half on the other end as well. The extra look, no bad shots, no mistakes. Get those puppies organized. Texas, spread your eye. They've done a solid job addressing the low post entry. Let's see if Iowa goes back to Cook, gets him established again.
Winston with 12 second-half points, 3 for 3 from downtown.
This is where you need the house, too. You need the support, don't you?
Absolutely, yep.
Your home court, little three-quarter court again. Fran, a master of changing defenses. This has been wide open, that entry there.
Henry lost it on the way up, but almost went in. He literally lost his dribble on the way up. The ball almost floated in. There's an old Michigan State Spartan, now radio broadcaster for them, Matt Staginga.
Yeah,
behind Tommy.
He had some elevation in his game.
Yes, he did.
Big time recruit when he was there.
Garza wants it. Makes it right up against his man, and the foul goes against Goins.
He knows what to do once he gets it. He establishes that low post. A little sarcastic cheer here.
Take a look at our AP top 10, Bill, and Tennessee at the top spot. What a job Rick Barnes has done. Amazing. He's got a lot of five-year seniors on that team, too.
Well, Admiral Schofield is playing great.
Big-time player.
Great. Ball. That's a good team. A heck of a coach.
You talk about the depth of the Big Ten. There's a lot of depth in the SEC as well. And, you know, the ACC seems to be top-heavy with a lot of good teams. But this conference right here, Bill, there's just no easy out.
No.
You can't go anywhere and think, okay, we can check this one off.
You
It's not happening.
You cannot take nights off. You've got to bring your optimum effort.
71-59. Still plenty of time for Iowa.
They made him use a little clock back in the zone, save some foul difficulties, particularly at the center spot. Nice curl.
Oh, boy, that's quick. How about that explosive first step?
They did a great job off of Tillman.
And a steal. You get an extra possession like that. Incredible time.
Particularly coming down crunch time here.
McQuaid looking to load up, uses that ball fake. Winston's jump stop, in trouble. McQuaid has to put it up, and the air ball does not fall, and it's a violation.
He got stuck late. Not much he could do. Well, what a nice job here using that little baseline rub. Henry, as you mentioned, so explosive around that 10.
Michigan State with 36 points in the last 11 minutes. Well, they've been on fire in every aspect of their offensive game.
And just look at the footwork now in the low post area.
Bohannon, he's just playing with anxiety.
This could be on Goins. I'm not sure. Tillman or Goins. Goins had really been using his hands in post defense.
He will go against Goins, his third. You were right. Well, Bill, you know, we talked a little bit about Bohannon when he made that 1-3, and he took a couple of other tries that didn't go in for him. He hasn't really looked for his shot that much.
You know what? He's had to change. He's had an open look.
No, he hasn't. And when he's had it, he's rushed it.
And he's given away a few inches, too, with Winston on him.
Only 14
look at
fouls.
this. Nice.
Yeah, they fell asleep.
This kid.
Rare that happens to Michigan State.
He keeps busy.
10 in the game now for
Nicholas Bear.
Yep. Again, the lead 12 with just under 5 left.
He's a bunch of stops in a row.
Ward. Just a little face up right over Garza.
Well, that's really nice at his arsenal now. Mid-post, turnaround, face up.
He knew what he had to work on. He got his marching orders and came back to Michigan State.
They do not leave number 3 Bohannon alone at all.
No, they don't. Wieskamp lost it on the way up. Bear tries to tip it through. Oh, boy, you're right. Halfway down the cylinder. Just won't go in. Out of bounds off of the Spartans.
He's showing some juice, though, which is great. Keeping active on the other end, but they always have an outlet here. Now, look at that. 10 feet. Break your guy down. Like he can bounce and make. He's really got a counter too. Always over that right shoulder.
That's foul, and Henry knew it right away. He just put an arm bar as Nicholas Baer was running the baseline.
That's one way to stop it, right?
Just reach out and grab him. Didn't take long for him to put his arm up. Second on Aaron. Goins will come back onto the floor and replace Aaron Henry.
Yeah, they've been aggressive without fouling much, too. Just late in the half.
Only 14 fouls.
Look at this on the catch. They are right there.
Baer, a little too low with the trajectory on that shot. Had good lift. 75-61 in time running out and possession opportunities running out.
But challenge threes will get you into the broadcast booth.
Will it ever?
Nice kick.
Goins. Not there.
Weak side.
One more time. Tillman and one.
Clean up man on the weak side. He's going to be like Goins as he progresses, do a little bit of everything.
Sometimes championship programs know when it's time to hit the on switch. I'd say Sparty has.
Well, we talked about Cook, and this is a great note you have. Early in the half, they got him involved. He was shut down, didn't get opportunities, and partially I got away from him.
To some, and I agree with that. But they also changed, did they not, their defensive philosophy on him a little bit in terms of doubling?
Well, they raked down more than double, but they also denied him. I mean, they were just laying behind the guy.
Yeah. And I think that the adjustment for him maybe was difficult. As you see McCaffrey trying to get free off that curl, he gets fouled.
Is that one-on-one or?
No, it's just a foul. That's the 16th foul.
His first, team 6.
And to your point, they played so well defensively and yet have only committed 6 team fouls.
I'm sure Fran will be talking about that.
Yeah.
Where they pursue rebounds. They'll give you another lick.
Coach Izzo said to us in the pregame, he says, you know, like a football game, blocking a tackle, we got to shoot it, we got to rebound it. And it's that mentality that he brings, you know, that he and Mariucci are so close, but he does. He's a fan of coaching basketball as though it were football. Tillman in traffic, lost it.
And he has some bodies that could play football,
yes,
too.
He does.
Nice touch pass.
Daly. They just have not been able to get those perimeter jumpers to fall when they've been there.
And one and dones, too, and now milk time. Each trip, unless it's a good one.
Do you think Iowa's overall defensive performance tonight was good?
Excellent, particularly the first half. But I think the bench strength and the physicality, too, wore on them. And some of their guys didn't get a lot of shots. Wieskamp and Bohannon, 5 or 6 shots each.
Winston.
And that guy really lit it up at key times.
Did he ever? So the score will not be indicative of how competitive it was, at least for 3/4 of the game. There's Cook with a nice pass from McCaffrey, and it's 80-63. But moving forward, Bill, a week from Friday, a week from tomorrow, they get Michigan in here. So there are many more opportunities for Iowa.
Oh, yeah.
And they are looking good right now within the framework of making the NCAA tournament field and having a good seed.
These games are all about where they're going to be placed. What level, what.
This extended run now is 38-13.
Look at how aggressive this guy's become all of a sudden. McQuaid. He listened to the coach.
He's playing as though he missed a few games. Wants to get him back.
A little fumble by Cook.
And
they've overcome those injuries, too. That is a good point. McQuaid out with his difficulty. Of course, Langford, another guy that won't be back or isn't back at this point. You don't have any insight as to when.
I think when Langford gets back, a lot of times these other players like a Gabe Brown got quality minutes the last couple of weeks. Only makes you better for the stretch run.
Absolutely. Bingham coming in. We don't see a whole lot of him, but he's a really, obviously a great shooter, but a great looking prospect, I think.
We saw quite a bit of him in Las Vegas during the holidays. And he's got a great stroke. He's a good shooter from deep.
I saw more of him than I saw of you. You were never around. Showed up for the games barely.
Off that curl, Lawyer runs into a double team with McCaffrey. It's a tie ball. The arrow is to Iowa.
That was a quick whistle on that one.
Connor George will check into the game now for the first time, number 41.
And he can really shoot it. Watching all these shoot-arounds with this team, 5 games or so that I've had.
He's a walk-on that earned a scholarship. Off of the curl, just not falling from deep for Nicholas Bear after a really good start. We'll take you out to the West Coast once we're done here.
That should be a good one.
Yeah.
I mentioned Benny Boatwright. Saw him last week. He had 37 a couple of weeks ago up at Oregon.
Arizona State, a team that a lot of people believe have a chance to make a move. The Pac-12 has been struggling, but Hurley's got a nice win or two on his resume. Like to improve upon it.
Kid, you were moving out from the rim, huh? Little 10-foot tough angle shot.
Foul called on Michigan State's number 30, Marcus Bingham, and that's his first. Team foul number 7.
Shot at the bench always tells you something. You know, kids are disheartened. Well, they didn't have their best half, this one in particular. Plenty of games left, though. Just keep your spirit.
Riley Till is at the free throw line. Number 20. His sister Claire actually played basketball here at Iowa. And look at that free throw shooting story. Yeah, that will be noticed here. And
the discrepancy.
Yeah, from here to Cedar Rapids to you name it in the state of Iowa. It will be mentioned a time or two. 51 points this half for Michigan State, Bill. That is incredible. That's an offensive showcase.
Nice denial.
By Riley Till, right on cue. How can he pick it up?
Good play. Nice hustle and patience.
82-67. Brock Washington's gotten onto the floor some, along with Bingham, as you mentioned a moment ago. And young Hoiberg out on the floor. The mayor's son has made it out.
Ames, Iowa, right?
In Ames, Iowa.
Illinois now.
When Fred was coaching. Of course, in the NBA of late. And 2 guys that really know and care about one another.
A good relationship.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great respect.
So a 21-game win streak in the Big Ten going back to the end of last year. Their last loss to Michigan on January the 13th. Winston gets 23, 14 this half, and 7 dimes dropped. On the road, the streak continues. Let's get to Kevin Burkhardt in